Bro, what the fuck?
Whoa!
Yeah. Pain. Yeah. Hey. I just wanna touch the tide, baby said that she in love and she don't love the lie. Been chillin' with all the birds, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the suds is high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good, I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you saying, baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle it without the trusting, yeah. I can see the top, I wanna touch it, yeah. We been getting money, no discussion. I don't let it top of shorty, always get the fussing, yeah. Hey, I like the cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on them. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on them. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on them, yeah. And I'm sliding. Shawty let the vibe, don't want the ride to end, yeah. Right. To the nice end, yeah. To the nice end. I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love was all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Something Brody couldn't stand for, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been gone. I just take the edge of stairs when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just get a lot of love on the west side. I'm the go, but I would never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good and it's the best side. I remember.
What is going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of Ride the Tide Sports Podcast. I am Mick Dilly, Season 2, Episode 38. If you want a funner fact, this is the 100th total podcast the boys have ever done, if you include any podcast ever. So a big shout out to the boys for the big triple digits. But anyways, let's talk about something right off the bat because we have more big news happening and we need more people to join in on the giveaway because the autograph giveaway is still live. Let me remind you that it is the Sports Card Mega Box. It is going to be filled with helmets, jerseys. We don't even know what the hell the rest is going to be, but I'll tell you right now, it's all going to be stuff that you're going to want to buy. It's a big price, but that was taken care of by me and Tyler. All you have to do is go on the Ride the Tide Instagram, Ride the Tide 586. Listen to the steps that we have. It's honestly one of the simplest contests you could ever enter. Once you're in, your chances are going to be super freaking high because there's not a lot of people entering right now. So trust me, you're going to want to get in this giveaway. It should be live on Tuesday. This Tuesday is when me and Tyler should be unveiling the box. You'll be able to see all the cool shit that you get. And then on the podcast, I believe on Wednesday is when we will probably be revealing, the giveaway winners. So you have until that Tuesday or Wednesday. Tyler will let you know probably on Twitter or Instagram, so stay tuned for that when that will be ending. But now that that's out of the way, we got a hell of a podcast for you. Let's get the boys in here. We got the Wanderer, we got Tycho, we got Snoop Luke, and I know that they are ready for a hell of a pod today, boys. How are we doing?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, we're doing good. Thanks, Dylan. That was a real good intro. I'm actually rather impressed. I just put you on the spot. I said, yeah, Dylan, you're doing the intro. Do good. And he said, all right, for sure. Strapped up his big boy pants and introed the fuck out of that intro. I'm doing good today. It's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday here. Just getting ready to enjoy the weekend. One thing I am bothered about is that I can't watch any playoff basketball last night or tonight because the NBA just effed me over and said, yeah, Sunday night, 8 o'clock. That's when your next game is. So you can watch the first half, then you got to go to bed and get work on Monday. But other than that, I'm doing good. How about the rest of you guys?
I'm doing good, but I'm hungry.
I feel that, Luke.
I'm
since
also
I got
pretty
up.
hungry. I'm not gonna lie. I could
Let's cut
smash.
this conversation now because my
Yeah,
stomach is
yeah,
not
I'm
in the mood
hungry.
for that.
I'm starving.
Aside from
we'll,
hunger, I'm good.
we'll get into it, huh? We'll get into it. Dive right into the playoffs, starting with the NBA playoffs. NBA Finals Game 1 took place a few days ago, and that resulted in a Warriors loss. And I was shook by it, but hey, whatever. Luke, Boston pulled it off, man.
Boston pulled it off. You know, I was looking at the game. It was the end of the third quarter, and I was like, you know what? Darn it. It's around a 10-point lead. The Warriors have it. They usually tend to do really good in the second half of the game. So I was like, it could be over. And then I checked back. And now Boston's winning. They're up. And they have like 120. I'm like, oh my, what the fuck happened? And I was going crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of us were worried if you were a Boston supporter when Curry started the game with 16 straight threes. I mean, anyone that sees that is going to go, oh, shit, yeah, this is probably going to be a one of those
16,
games.
but
Don't say it like that.
I mean, we're going to say it like that because.
But I mean,
6.
Bro.
But do you realize how crazy of a state? You didn't say he got 16 points in the first.
I know
I
know how it came out, but I'm just saying he was going crazy in the first half. Okay. And then at the same time, I do want to point out that Boston's biggest factor of how the game turned around was the role players. Oh, the biggest thing that I said that they needed to pick up, they fucking picked up. Because Tatum shot 3 for 17. Don't know if y'all peeped that. He played like absolute dog shit. But you know what he did? Because he's still a good player. He went to the other side of the ball. He got 13 assists. He said, all right, I got to make an impact in the other ways of the game. Jaylen Brown, 24 points. But Al Horford, that man Al, especially in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, second half, he stepped up and went crazy. I also want to give a shout-out to Marcus Smart and a big shout-out because no one's talked about him all playoffs. Derek White dropped 21 points, and he was hitting 3 after 3 after 3. Jesse?
It was beautiful. I was at work. Niggas was talking mad shit. Talking about Warriors winning game 1. Warriors sweeping. Warriors sweep. I'm over here like, I think Boston will take game 1. They called me stupid. They called me crazy. Y'all thought so too. But we know that we believe the Warriors gonna win it. But I felt like it could go 7. Celtics could fight it out, and then they come out and win game 1 in such a fashion that was unnecessary. Like, how are you down by 13, 10 points, and win by so much? Because of that 19-2 run at the end of the game.
Bro, they didn't score for 5 minutes.
Shit was beautiful.
It was the biggest playoff margin in NBA Finals history. I believe the exact numbers, if you want to pull it up, is 40-16 was the scoring margin in the fourth quarter, which is the biggest margin in finals history. Bro, if that is the most important quarter, and you're gonna score 16 points, let alone give up 40, I don't care who you're playing, you're not gonna win. But I tell you what do you think the Warriors? Let me ask you, Jesse. I'll start with you, and then I'll obviously ask Tyler because I know he's gonna have a lot more things to say.
Defense.
What do you think is going to be the Warriors' biggest factor to turn game 2 not a repeat of game 1?
Defense. On 38 out of 41 threes that the Celtics took, there was not somebody within a minimum of 4 feet.
I just wanted to tell Tyler that he was muted.
Oh.
Like, the Warriors were giving them so many open shots. They got to play defense. They got to be up on them.
It's true. I agree. And the thing is, Curry, he played good. He shot 34, but at the same time, Poole didn't do that much. Clay didn't really do anything. It was Wiggins who was that second man. He dropped 20 points.
I mean, they got to deal with Marcus Smart. He's Defensive Player of the Year for a reason.
Right now, the Celtics defense was better than the Warriors offense. And if you don't believe me, the fourth quarter stat just says it right there. 16 points in the fourth quarter against that Warriors offense?
Listen, man, the problem was not the Warriors' offense. The problem was the Warriors' lack of defense. Their lack of defense with so many open threes, especially in the fourth quarter. But that was the problem. The defense, the size is going to play a role in this series. Golden State does not match up size-wise with Boston very well. And so that's definitely going to be problematic. And I understand that, and I realize that. But I feel like we could still be better with our on-the-ball defense, and that'll be the difference maker. If we can change that around, we can blow these guys out. But if we can't, we could have lapses like that where we end up losing the game.
Blow these guys out.
Just imagine that type of
If
game
the
with
defense
Tatum
is there, it's a blowout because we'll score.
That's every game.
Yeah, especially with Golden State. Trigger
But
finger.
Boston defense. This series gonna go the way.
It's gonna go to 7. Anyways, the Cavs also updated their logo. Gold is back in style,
And it looks sick.
and it looks sweet. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out on their Twitter at whatever the Cleveland Cavaliers Twitter is. Go check it out. But gold is back in style. It looks pretty sweet though.
I don't know what it looks like.
I'm trying to get a photo for Jess because I didn't think he knew.
You think I can get to it quicker than you? Oh no, he's gonna get to it quicker than me.
Oh no, it's
Everybody
race now.
racing to it right now. Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
Who's gonna be?
Got it.
I got it.
You know what time it is, right?
There it is.
I only got their fan accounts.
That is-
Gold is back. Okay, Cleveland. Let's see what else you guys can turn around because you turned the logo around. So keep going on the up, I guess. Building teams seems to be the way to go. Don't buy them. Ask Brooklyn how that's going. NHL playoff update. Next up, we got the.
Can I just do this real quick?
Oh, yeah, what?
All right, I'm done.
Oh. Well, I can't kick it off with the Avalanche series after Dylan just fucking pointed at Luke and started laughing. So we're gonna start it off with this bad boy right here.
Ooh, it's like the Undertaker streak. 17-0, 17-1.
Except it was 18 for them.
No, it was 17.
I've been reading.
Following
18.
a playoff loss since 2020, Vasilevsky is now 17-1. All time, maybe he's 18-1, but it says since 2020.
Then they might be talking about the team in general then for the 18. But anyways, Rangers lead 2-0 because the Tampa Bay Lightning are playing like shit. Vasilevsky had a huge bounce back game. Was actually playing pretty fucking good. But like any fucking team at any point in time in hockey, if you don't have the rest of your team helping you out and actually connecting on passes, actually breaking the puck out, actually having some puck control, puck time, and scoring on their fucking chances to put pressure on the Rangers instead of just getting bullied and back into their own zone, then they probably would have won this game because Vasi was actually playing good. So the team lost that one for Vasi. Vasi's going to have to continue playing lights out of his mind. And Tampa's going to have to figure it out. And they have to figure out their passing. It has been so sloppy for the last 2 games. They figured it out a little bit in the third period. But for the first 5 periods of this series, it has been fucking trash. It's fucking...
Igor is better.
That is so far from fucking true.
In this playoff series?
I mean, if you're counting game stats, yeah. But, I mean, you could look at it, how the teams have been playing. And, Vasi had a bad game 1. He had a really good game 2. And he didn't have a team behind him. like
Yeah, good
Igor
game
did,
too, but
to
Igor
give him the support
had a
he
better
needed to
game,
actually
too.
pull out through.
Igor
The
had a better
Rangers were
game one and
blocking
a better game
shots.
two. If
Okay,
there's a
you're
better
just going
game
to
three and a better
continue
game four, it's going to be a sweep, and you better not let Tampa get swept.
Okay, so I can actually talk. Igor, I mean, he's having the support from his entire team. Vassy isn't, and that's showing in the series right now, and why it is 2-0.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, hockey is like the definition of a team sport. You know, you can have the offense, but not the defense, and you're scoring goals and letting up just as many, and you're struggling there. You can have the defense and not have the offense, and you can't win if you don't score goals. So hockey is the definition of a team sport. So if the goaltending's there, that's great, but the team needs to be behind them as well. Like Luke's saying, and that's why Tampa Bay has been struggling so far, is because the team is not playing up to par with what the Rangers are putting out on the ice, which is high energy, high volume shots, a lot of pressure, like just high intensity all the time, it seems like. And Tampa Bay is on their heels.
Have you seen the Rangers transition game this whole series? It's unreal.
Nuts. Tape-to-tape passes.
As soon as they get the
deep
puck,
in the
it's
zone,
out.
and they're on you. They're on you as soon as they dump that puck in the zone. The defensemen for Tampa Bay have no time.
Tampa's going to lose this series if they do not figure it out right the fuck now. Like, these are they need to win these next 2 games.
Is a must win. You go down 3-0,
I would even
wrap
argue
around.
both. I would even, if they go down 3-1, it's wrapped. Like, I mean, I wouldn't call it wraps because I still believe in them. They are good enough to really
come back
bounce
from
back.
3-1.
But, like,
if you're Tampa, I feel like they can come back from 3-1.
They got to
3-0,
flip. They got to flip that switch now.
Yeah. I don't know what Stammerhammer has to say in the locker room or what language Cooch has to speak to get to the boys.
John
but
Cooper needs to fucking light a fire under their asses and get some. They're one of the best teams to adapt to another team mid-game, and that's why they've been winning the last 2 years. They've won the cup. They have not been doing that well this year, I would say.
They have not adapted to this series yet, and that definitely has been the difference maker. But when they talk about the Avalanche and the Edmonton series,
I got one thing. Last series.
Yes, sir.
The Rangers are going up 3-0.
I support that. I support that too. I mean, we all know it's a 3-1 here on who we want to win the series, but at the same time, I'm gonna call it how I see it. And right now, we're all seeing it the same way. Some of us just speak it more arrogantly than others. That's all I'm going to say about that, Dylan. But the Avalanche and Edmonton series, the Avalanche lead this series 2-0 so far. Both games have been pretty good games for Colorado. Not so much for the Avalanche or the Oilers, who struggled to score at all in the second game, getting shut out 4-0, and in game 1 let up 8 goals while also scoring 6. Glad the offense was there, but like I said earlier, team sport, you can't have one without the other. Prime example.
I've seen a meme of a guy hanging on the side of an airplane wing, and it said that that's McDavid trying to sneak on the Avs plane back to Colorado.
Well, I do want to say that there's one person on Edmonton that I don't feel like has been getting really any credit, really, because we haven't talked about him all playoffs, but Evander Kane has been playing insane. He has put up, I believe, 7 goals in 7 games. But yeah, he's been playing out of his mind. So he's the only other person that I've been seeing help McDavid at least a lot more than Draisaitl.
I gave him his credit even before he started playing his first game with them. When he first signed him, I said from the start, I was like, this is going to be huge for the Oilers because they're going to get an actual goal scorer. They're going to let McDavid and Draisaitl work their magic, and then they're going to have an absolute fucking goal scorer on the ice to just put it in for him. He's going to be open, and he is a goal scorer.
But the problem is Mike Smith is not a good goaltender at all.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're going to lose this series. You're muted.
Don't disrespect Mike Smith entirely.
I will.
He can turn it on. But
But
he
he hasn't.
rarely turns it on.
I think the Oilers are going to get swept. I don't think they
The
can.
Oilers, I think, will take 2 of these games. I think
know-
that the series will
I
go
agree.
to 3. I think the series will go to 2-1, then it'll go to 3-1, then it'll go to 3-2, and then the Avalanche will win.
Do you know what's crazy though? The Avs had their backup goalie in last game.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the defense cranked it up like 10 notches.
I think they
Have
get
to.
swept. I don't think they have enough players to go player to player with the Avalanche. Edmonton has 3 guys at the end of the day. 3 guys that are really going to change the game for them. Avalanche have
I'd say 6 or 7.
Powerhouse unit.
Yeah. Damn near every line you send out is a threat now.
Lines 1 through 4 is a threat. Defense lines 1 through 3 are a threat.
Second
But
goalie is pretty good.
Avalanche look like they're going to win the cup.
But
And they look like they're
what
going to have 2 sweeps on that journey.
But if they might the Avs backup might be able to get them past this series, but if they're really trying to hanker down and go for that cup, they need Darcy Kemper needs to figure out what's happening. Like, I don't know what he pulled himself apparently last game because he started losing his vision during the middle of the game. They say he doesn't have a concussion, but he also didn't play last game.
And think
Maybe Buddy just needs
your goalie
glasses.
gets a concussion, your boy, your guy, your number 1 man. I'm trying so much harder to get through this series.
That's
You
true,
know,
but that's
you can
that's
get
the
his point.
downfall. The starting goalie getting hurt is a downfall of almost all teams when they're
That is
on
true.
the high rise. Because Carolina, Penguins, now it's about now. I mean, it could potentially be the
could be
Avs
the
next, but unless Darcy comes back,
This is the same team. You just named the 2 teams that lost to the team that has the Lightning down too well, though.
Okay, well, yes, the Rangers have turned it up. But at the same time, it's the same situation, same
And I
scenario.
feel like for the Avalanche, though, they're playing such good hockey. And yes, Edmonton has been winning because they can score more, and they can't do that with the Avalanche.
Yet.
I don't think they will.
They can do if they can bring this series to 2-2, it's anyone's game.
I don't think it's going to 2-2.
Especially if the starting goalie doesn't come back. Because the next 2 games are in Edmonton, correct? Starting tonight?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So, if that game goes to I'm betting Edmonton tonight. I'm convinced myself.
I'm
But
going
this series, I
Colorado.
think, will be a lot lengthier than the other one.
Gentleman's wager.
$20. I'll shake your hand after the podcast. We live in the same apartment.
You're on the
All
Oilers,
right.
Jesse.
Wait. Am I too? Am I taking?
Wait.
Luke, was that with you?
Wait, who are
I'm
you
taking
on?
the Oilers, and I just bet a gentleman's
No,
bet with
the
Jesse
Luke.
for $20.
Yeah. I was about to say, Luke.
What-
you just
what
said-
did Luke
Oh,
just
I'm
do?
on the Avs, so
Oh,
scratch that then.
Get away. We're on the same team, bro. You're behind me.
All
I thought you were on the
I'll do
Oilers,
that.
and then I thought you were saying gentlemen. Moving on.
All right, moving on. Luke, take it away.
All right, we have the Arizona Coyotes locking themselves into the league if they can get this arena proposal like 100% pushed through and guaranteed by the city. And they had a meeting, and the council has voted to proceed with negotiations on the development of the Tempe Entertainment District, having heard all the facts, recognizing that this is an incredible opportunity at this project, not only for the Coyotes, but also the city. We look forward to taking the next steps to turn this exciting vision into a reality. Then Gary Bettman follows it up. If they get this agreement settled and fully done and on the move, they are going to be signing a 30-year contract with the NHL.
Because the Coyotes have been so good.
It's about time they lock this team down somewhere, in my personal opinion. I feel like they've been moving too much.
Why Arizona, though? Why is this where we're locking them down? They haven't done shit in Arizona.
They've been in Arizona.
I
They
feel like
just
we
went
should
from
move them to a more.
Phoenix.
They've
advanced
had
place.
playoff rides before.
Yeah, they've
Yeah, but
been
it wasn't
decent.
anything
They
that
haven't been dog shit this entire time.
Arizona. I
They
feel
just hit a
like
bad
isn't
stretch.
a hockey place. I feel like you should have. This was a grand opportunity for you
I
to
don't
finally
know.
move them
They-
to more of a hockey
Well,
place.
all right.
No,
And I
I've
know
seen
you're an
that.
Arizona
Let's
guy.
ask the
but
guy.
You gotta admit,
It's
they're-
hard for their
Let's
sport.
ask the guy that played hockey in Arizona.
Listen, it's not
Don't
the.
fucking tell me they're-
It's not like the biggest hockey's not the biggest thing down there, but it's a sports city. People will go to the games, especially if they start doing good. I mean, what happened to the Red Wings when they were absolutely donkey for that stretch? They lost a lot of attendance.
No,
They
that was
couldn't even
because
fill.
of the. No, you can't say that. The reason the Red Wings lost a lot of attendance was because of Joe Louis
They
Arena's
got
Little Caesars
they got
Arena.
there. Even then, it was still. I would still say they lost half their attendance.
No, because when people
It
were
was
at Joe
still
Louis
empty.
Arena, even when the stretches where the
Really?
Red Wings
'Cause
were
the
losing
games-
games, people still
Dylan,
went to the stadium. You can't make that same argument.
Dylan. I've been at the games when they're there, and I've seen the arena for the entire game be damn near fucking empty, like halfway from the fucking Joe Louis, if you count that attendance.
At Joe
Like, there's
Louis,
barely
you're
less
saying
anybody.
you see games half empty there.
No, oh my fucking god.
Because I'm making a different argument than you are.
You can't argue with this guy because he takes what you say and just starts twisting it into how he thinks he fucking hears it.
Yeah, your argument, yeah, it's not the same. The Detroit situation is completely different.
Detroit lost a lot of fans attending their games when they went through that donkey of a stretch because no one wanted to see them getting blown out every fucking game.
No, they
That's
lost
what happens
fans
to
because of the
every
arena.
single bad hockey team that goes through a bad stretch. You don't keep fucking filling up the seats, attracting fans. You keep losing fans going to your games because they don't want to waste the time.
Right,
And
but
they've
we
had
were
bad management over time, and they've had a stretch where they've been good. And what happened when they're good? They packed house.
even when they were bad at Joe Louis and they were losing stretches, they still packed house. The Detroit situation
They were
is
still making
different.
playoffs at Joe
Oh
Louis.
my goodness, Dylan,
They were still making playoffs.
Dylan, you were only born. You were born into a 25-year playoff run. Like you were born in the middle of that.
I
Like
know.
all you ever
the
knew
stretches
was
when they
Joe
were
Louis
bad
when
at
they
Joe
were
Louis.
really good. But when they were
feel
bad
like-
at Joe Louis before you, it was different.
They
I
didn't
feel
win
like
every
You
game.
only know it as a packed
NBA
house because
team.
you only ever saw the good wings at Joe Louis.
Even when they switched to Little
Have you
Caesars
ever heard of
Arena,
the
they
Dead
had one
Wings?
packed game, and that was the first
But
game.
LCA.
Have you heard of the Dead Wings, bro?
Enough.
The Dead
LCA
Wings was a bad time.
No,
When the Red Wings get good, the stadium will get filled and it will have its time. But the only Detroit team that gets attendance when they're losing is the Lions. The Pistons don't get attendance. The Red Wings haven't been
Because we
getting
just want football. We just want football. That's why.
It's the only games.
And that's why the Fords will never sell. But that's a conversation for a different time in the year. We'll get into that later on in the year. But we're going to get into the MLB update here, starting with the Astros signing Alvarez. He agrees to a $115 million deal. What's the scooperoni and cheese?
6 years?
Yes, sir.
Thought so.
I'm going to it. Alvarez signed a 6-year deal, $115 million player. If you don't know who Yordan Alvarez is, then you're kind of just a fucking idiot because he is one of the best rising players in baseball over the past 3-4 years. He set a record in the World Series last year because his batting average was on absolute crack. Then the year before that, he won Offensive Rookie of the Year. No, fuck that. He won Rookie of the Year. Bullshit altogether. AL and total. So this man is an absolute player that after this year, I was super excited that he was finally going to get out of Houston. But yay, he gets to stay there for 6 more fucking years, and I'm so happy about it. Can't you tell I'm just so fucking happy about that. So good for Yordan, good for Houston, cheating fucks. And then moving on from Houston, because I hate talking about them because they're the scum of the earth, we have Paul Goldschmidt, who has been low-key raking all season, and no one's really been talking about him. But now he has the biggest headline because he has now gone 25 straight games where he has gotten on base. I don't know about you, but 25 straight games, is a long fucking time. That means that if you were to do it in a 3-game stretch, you were to do 3 times 5, 18, 21, 25. That's 9 series of baseball that he is just continuously getting a hit in throughout. Shout out Paul Goldschmidt. Why is Luke here?
I thought Luke might give a shit about Paul Goldschmidt. I don't know.
Do you give a shit about Paul Goldschmidt? 25-game hitting streak? You muted.
Fucking huge. Fucking huge. You know, I usually mute it at my little box thing, but this time I did it through the computer.
I saw you click a button and then you went, oh shit. We didn't do anything.
But this is huge. I love it. I'm just going to leave before I make this more of a mess.
Oh man, that was great. I believe we have Player of the Week next, and Player of the Week is an absolute story because, so those of you who know Matt Carpenter, you probably know him best from the St. Louis Cardinals. That is where he has made his name, and that is where, honestly, he's played his entire career. But after this being the first year that he is now on the New York Yankees, he made his debut. Also, just want to show y'all real quick. That's what he looks like now because they made him shave his beard because he's in fucking New York and he looks terrifying.
He is the newest character in Top Gun. He's just in with the style right now. Top Gun's in. He's in. Keep the stash. Go, Matt Carpenter.
But that is what he looks like now. But he is Player of the Week because this is probably the shortest span of Player of the Week. I've only given it to him because you just need to hear what I'm going to say. In his first hit as a Yankee, he hit a home run. In his second hit as a Yankee, he hit a home run. As his third hit as a Yankee, you guessed it, he hit a home run. And as his fifth hit as a Yankee, he hit a home run. His fourth hit was a single. Home run, home run, home run, single, home run. Welcome to the Yankees, Matt Carpenter, your Player of the Week. Do I need to say any fucking more? The Yankees are the best team in baseball, and now the new players that you're picking up are doing this shit. Yankees are a fucking problem right now. But also, the second last piece of news in baseball, this one just makes me laugh. So manager Joe Girardi has been fired from the Phillies because they said, look, we stacked the fucking roster this year. Yeah, pitching's pitching, but look at the lineup right now. There's no reason that we shouldn't be absolutely raking day in and day out, and yet their defense has been atrocious. Just god-awful this year. And at the same time, Joe Girardi is now in the second straight year of a team that is 22-29 that should not be under 500. So they finally said, you're getting the boot, clipped his ass, and now Rob Thompson, the interim head coach, is going to be taking over for the year. And I just want to start off by saying, it's about damn time, Phillies. Joe Girardi honestly shouldn't have been fucking this year. I thought he was going to be hired before the year started, or fired before the year started. Happy that you guys got him out of there now. He should honestly just go back to analyzing or some shit because he should not be a head coach in the MLB. Final piece of news, and at this point, I think the first time it happened, it was shocking and it was a little angering. But now I think it's just sad because Robinson Cano has been cut, and I can't even defend this man because he hit fucking 94, 0.94 in the 11 games that he batted for the Padres. He made a couple of errors for defense. I think
.094.
What did I say?
.94. That would have been insanely good.
No, 0.94. As in under 1. As in shit. As in man cannot hit a ball if it was a beach ball. I don't know what the hell is happening to Cano. I think that too many drugs got into the veins and now he can't hit without them. So I hate to be the one to say it, but go to the Colombian League with Puig or some shit. I feel like that would honestly be where I could see him ending up right now because the MLB, it isn't there for you, buddy. Hate to say it, but it's the facts. Now, let's get into more exciting baseball because the College World Series is going crazy, and I want to start off with, God damn it, I wanted to get to the piece of news that Jesse told me about. First things first yesterday, before I even got to a game, because it is an absolutely absurd thing that happened. Because, yes, you've heard about a man hitting a home run in the third inning of a baseball game. Well, Bryson Worrell did it twice in the same inning from both sides of the plate.
How you let the fucking batting order go all the way around in the first place? And then you let the man hit you on both sides?
Yeah, Eastern Carolina absolutely decimated them.
Lord.
One man had 5 RBIs, and he did it all in the same inning. And just the fact that he did it from both sides of the plate makes it that much better. Absolutely unbelievable. So shout out to him. I'm just going to go through the big games that I want to talk about because some of them are important and some of them are not. I will give a shout out to Michigan real quick, who beat Oregon 8-6. I know Luke likes the sound of that. Go Blue. Also, sad shout out
Woo! Go Blue, baby! Let's fucking go!
and then yank them out. I also want to say Columbia, who nobody saw beating number 2 overall ranked Gonzaga, won 8-2 for their first regional win since 2015. Also, big sad L for Central Michigan. We do love Central Michigan on this podcast because Tyler is an alumni, and they sadly lost to Florida. Florida's got a good baseball team right now, so you can't really be too upset at that.
Dylan don't know what alumni means. I went there for a year. Fire up anyways. Fuck.
I thought, does alumni mean you graduated from there?
Yes, Dylan.
Yes, Dylan. And I love it.
Went there for a year. I'm sorry. Tennessee is the number 1 overall ranked team in the world right now. They won 10-0. And then when it comes to the brackets, there really isn't any other big upsets or really any other big thing to talk about because it is still just day 1. So the biggest thing I will say is Oklahoma beat a team 16-3. That's kind of wild. Oh, there is one more thing I want to talk about. LSU. Yes, I'm so sorry. LSU was down 11-1 going into the 8th inning. And they came back and won the game 14-12. They pulled some. I thought the UCLA game I saw, I was never going to see anything like that again. Nope. Fucking 9-run comeback in the next 2 innings, and LSU pulls off the dub. So big shout out to LSU because I did not see that happening. Jesse, anything to add?
That shit was beautiful. We love that type of ball. That's the baseball that makes me sit there and go, this is why I started watching baseball, for the moments like this.
And I also want to bring Tyler in real quick because he was telling me the other day about how he was watching the college women's World Series, and he was really getting into it. So I want to see if he's got anything to say about that real quick.
Bro, all I have to say is these women can smack a softball. Right? That's all I have to say. I don't watch a lot of college softball, but the College World Series and the College Softball World Series that have both been on like all day on ESPN when you get home and, you know, you can just throw 4 different games on at once on ESPN. I'm like, all right, let's get a little bit of both. Let's let's dip our feet in the water for both of these. And, you know, it's really good on both sides, the softball, baseball. Both are really good. But I was, checking out the highlights in the morning too on ESPN, and they rake the ball. These softballers, they're ballers, man. I'll tell you that.
Ballers. I seen one at bat. It went for 20 pitches.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
my God.
As a pitcher, I would have hit her.
Pitch at bat, dude, I'm done.
I would have hit her at like pitch 14. I would have said, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pissed off at that point. It's like you're running on a pitch count.
Rounded out to second in the end.
I'm throwing you a lob or something.
It was all for a ground out to second.
All for a ground out.
It was kind of it was about to split, but she dove. I will say she dove and made kind of a pretty incredible catch to make the stop.
It's kind of an incredible catch. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Well, then you guys just started hounding it. Just like, oh my! So I was like, okay, I have to defend it now.
You do.
I mean, I was gonna eventually add it on, but y'all jumped on it immediately, bro.
Well, hey, look, like, sometimes they're gonna attack.
They didn't hold back.
Ground out. Yeah.
That is the MLB update.
Yeah, that is the MLB update and the Women's College World Series. Now we'll get into some NFL here, Tua, widely regarded as a good quarterback, widely regarded as a bad quarterback. Honestly, it depends on who you talk to. his inconsistency is continuing at OTAs. Tua is throwing deep balls, not deep enough. He's missing some targets on deep balls, and it's raising some eyebrows. Is anybody's eyebrows getting raised in this chatty?
Yeah, if you can't throw deep balls and you got Waddle
and Tyreek,
you got problems. You're eliminating the capabilities of your own offense, and you can't be doing that at the quarterback position.
God, that makes me mad. You have the two fastest receivers in the fucking league, and you can't utilize either one of them. Motherfucker. Throw a deep ball.
We know Tyreek. Tyreek will simply run a 10-yard in, 5-yard in slants. He'll get around the field, but
true.
I want to hear what Luke has to say because Luke loves some Tua.
We saw how it was with Drew Brees. I'll just say that.
He's playing the world. He's just showing the world. They're just trying to make him think he's shit. And secretly, they're working behind the scenes in a closed-off space, just dotting passes together. And they're going to show the league when it comes time, come regular season. Honestly, probably not, but there's probably going to be a couple of fuck it Tyreek Hills down there moments like Mahomes had, but, you know.
It worked for Mahomes.
Maybe
Can it work for Tua?
Every other. Like, I feel like that's honestly the best way we're probably going to look at it. I think maybe there will be some games where Tua throws over 300 yards passing. And we're like, well, you know what? Good for Tua. But then at the same time, there's going to be the next game where he throws 3 interceptions. And we're going to be like, God damn it, Tua. I really think we're going to be in a situation where he's going to be every other.
And the inconsistency is going to continue.
Correct. So I
feel like I'm going to keep this
coming up.
This head sign.
Miami's defense going to have to step up big.
All right, let's talk about some Matt Ryan news. What's the deal with Matt Ryan, Dylan?
So Matt Ryan has a chance to make history by being the first NFL quarterback to lose to all 32 NFL teams. Now, there are 3 teams that he has not suffered a loss from, but he plays all 3 of them this year because he is now with the Colts. 2 of them being teams that he has played before, but just never lost to. Those are the Jaguars and the Raiders. I could see him losing to both of them this year. Not going to lie. The third one, this one's going to be obviously a little trickier because he just came from them, and that is Atlanta. He plays Atlanta, the Jaguars.
Atlanta's mopping him.
If he loses to all 3 teams, he will be the first and only quarterback to lose to every team in the NFL.
We need it. We need it.
I think he's going to lose to all of them.
Hot take. Matt Ryan is going to throw those games on purpose so he can make history.
Just so he can be the first at something?
Why not?
Be the only one.
He ain't the best.
I think so.
The best worst.
He'll be in the Hall of Fame. Or
First
not,
or last.
in the, what's the thing? In Ohio. Yeah, he'll be in like the Hall of Fame thing in the case. They'll have a little thing for only quarterback to lose to every NFL team.
Isn't he in Indiana?
In Indiana, I mean, yes.
No.
Where's the Hall of Fame thing? Like how MLB has in Toronto?
Canton, Ohio.
Canton, thank you.
I was asking where Matt Ryan was playing.
Oh, he plays in Indianapolis.
Yeah. Okay.
MLB has theirs in Toronto.
So
yeah,
Indianapolis loses to
No, the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Hockey Hall of Fame.
Dylan, you are.
I was about to say, bro.
The MLB is in Cooperstown. I knew this. Jesus, Dylan.
God.
God, bro. Do you need like a 5-minute timeout to reset or something?
Dylan, you hurt my brain.
Dylan's gonna reboot for like 10 seconds here. His brain is clearly malfunctioning.
They're not
he doesn't remember anything. All right, they're gonna.
Are you good?
All right, cool.
I'm good. Sorry.
Dylan, can you read this?
Yes, I can read this and I can give you information. Frank Gore is retiring, but at the same time, he's retiring his own way because he has signed a 1-day deal with the 49ers because he wants to retire a Niner. I think we all love Frank Gore. I mean,
what's not to love?
He's Frank Gore, and he's been Frank Gore for 20 years.
I've seen a comment. Breaking news: Frank Gore says a 5-year deal. to keep playing.
Frank Gore was chasing that rushing yards record. I'm telling you, he wanted it so bad. But he played like, how many seasons did Frank Gore play?
He played, I believe it was.
Because I feel like he got drafted before Brady.
16 years.
16.
Okay.
Damn.
I hit the buzzer, so his doesn't
That's a
count.
long career
No.
for a running back.
You didn't hit the buzzer.
Incredibly.
I did.
That's like double the span of most running backs.
The average player in the league.
Not only
4
is Frank
years.
Gore, but Luke lost a loved one.
No, Brian Fitzmagic. This man, you just love to see play because there was always magic splashing here, splashing there, getting grabbed in the face, getting twisted left and right, and still throwing fucking deep dots just to get the first down. Hate to see it.
Two fan favorites. It's a damn shame. Fitzmagic, 17 seasons, 9 different teams.
Didn't even get to play with Washington. Damn it.
It's a damn shame.
Well, I mean, he did for like a.
I think that
Sincerely,
Fitzmagic is most notable in the Jets organization and in Tampa.
Yeah, that's where I remember him best.
That's why I say.
In Miami.
And yes, and because
went
of the
crazy.
helmet
That's
throw,
in Miami. He
that
went
was
nuts.
incredible.
He went nuts. Shout out Frank Gore. Shout out Ryan Fitzmagic. I'm sure we'll see Ryan Fitzpatrick somewhere on TV come fall. But a little bit more news to get into here. The Falcons of Atlanta are bringing back the red helmets for this year.
Bang.
They're going to be looking pretty crispy. I'm not going to
Yes,
lie. I'm a fan of the red helmets, and I think Atlanta's making some moves this year. Watch out. But they're bringing back the red helmet. Jesse, you're a fan?
Love the red helmets.
Luke, what do you think? Those red helmets going to look good? I think you wear those red helmets with the all-black Atlanta fit, and it's going to go nuts. And you're muted again.
God damn
Sunny
it.
boy.
Bro,
I
when
would
did you
love
get
to
this
steal
big
for the
all
first time.
control switch?
I'm using my buttons
Bro,
on
I've never
my
seen you use that.
keyboard.
I watch you go past
Because
and
my
do this
computer's
motion.
been slow for
I'm like,
the last how many months, so I had to use this. So now that it was working all nice and dandy, there's no lag when I go to do that. So I'm doing that again, okay?
Bitch. I just love that. I never saw it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Control D.
Switch?
That's the mute button.
I'm here for it.
All right, next up in NFL/golf news, Rodgers and Brady win the match against Mahomes and Dylan's favorite quarterback, Josh Allen. What do you got?
I got a couple things similar to how we did in the last golf match. Just a couple funny things that happened throughout the thing that I wanted to point out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think I saw this.
So starting off before the golf thing even started, they did an interview about what is your favorite social media, and Aaron Rodgers said well, I don't really use Twitter anymore because I hate the people on Twitter. I don't like Instagram anymore because same thing. Looked at Mahomes and goes, I know Patrick's probably a big TikToker. He probably runs in the family. And then Patrick got all
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So I thought that was really funny. Then also in the interview, same thing before, they asked, what do you think, Josh Allen, what is your biggest fear? And then Tom Brady interrupted and goes, a coin toss. Thought that was pretty hilarious. And then after like the first hole, second hole, actually, we were on, we saw that Josh Allen had golf balls, and on all the golf balls Josh Allen was using, it was a photo of Tom Brady's combine picture on all the golf balls. And then
Tom Brady responded with Lombardi trophies
with a
on
Super
his golf
Bowl
ball.
trophy on his golf ball and said, "Hey Josh, have you ever seen one of these before?" Because he had a bad shot too.
Not even on the course, but before, when they were doing the chipping or whatever, and each quarterback had to choose a wide receiver. They were making fun of Aaron Rodgers because they were like, he's like, I don't even know who they were gonna bring, because he didn't have Devontae Adams. I had no idea who his wide receiver was going to be. But they've just been messing with each other the whole time.
But then Tom Brady had a bad shot. He goes, that's a chunky shot. That's a Josh Allen shot right there. Fucking Josh Allen or whatever. Or no, then Brady had another really good shot. Josh Allen looks over at Patrick Mahomes and says, Oh, this is what happens when you get to skip fucking OTAs all day. You just get to play golf all day. I also have
when you
a
get
fun
7 rings.
stat, and I have to point this out because Tom Brady, we know, is one of those guys that whatever he does, he wants to be the best at it, right?
For sure.
For training for this 2 days ago, he played 8 hours at the range. Then he played 18 holes, and between every hole, he was doing wind sprints to the next hole instead of using a golf cart just to train for this match.
Tom Brady is a different kind of breed of fucking competitor. I'll say that much.
And it was a good golf.
I'd never just challenge him to a pickup game and give him 2 days to
Nah,
train.
bro.
He'll fucking
Can't give
be in
him
the gym
any time.
for 12 hours.
If you play Tom in anything, it has to be on the spot right
On site, Tom. Ping pong.
now. No
Can't
bullshit.
give him time.
No
to train.
bullshit. On the street, I'll pull the fucking ping pong table out. You better
Just
stay
pull it
away
up.
from the ping pong tables until then, because I'm going to as well.
Give him time to train. He's pulling out the scientist, and you're done.
But it was a good golf match. It went back and forth the whole time, and then Rodgers hit the game-winning putt, and the old guys win.
The old guys win.
As expected.
Yeah, that's a win for the old guys in the old guy sport, so I think it makes the most sense. We got UFC with Snoop Luke to wrap up today's podcast, and we will be out of here. UFC with Snoop Luke coming up next.
I'm talking in guap, now I'm speaking it fluent. When I hit the road, I won't leave till I do it. Acting out of hand, I'm like, be what you doing. We started off good, can't believe that we ruined it, yeah. I tried to fix with a sewing kid, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah.
Well, all right. Welcome back with some UFC news, and it's going to be a short one. It's going to be quite a short one.
Okay,
We're gonna start it off with Bryce Mitchell because he tweeted out he's ready to fight. Basically, he says, "Hobby Lobby or Abu Dhabi, it don't matter. Give me a top 5 guy. Feed him. Feed
Hobby
Bryce
Lobby
Mitchell."
or Abu Dhabi. That's a great line.
I would pay a lot of money to see Bryce Mitchell fight in a Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot. That'd be pretty entertaining.
Now, Bryce Mitchell's next fight, he's got to get somebody else in the top 5, right? Top 10?
He's calling for it. He's
Good.
calling for a top 5.
And I hope he gets top 5. He deserves it. That would be a great fight.
Next up, we have Mike Tyson weighing in on the Conor situation about him coming back. He says basically, let him get 3 fights that built his confidence back up, and then start slinging back at the big boys.
Isn't this what we said? I said, everyone that called him out, make a list, bro. Start from the bottom and go to the top. You don't need to go right back into the head honcho. McGregor, you are the head honcho. Even though that you left, you still have the picking the name to back it up. You want to know why? You want to need something to insurance that? How many people have called you out since you've gotten hurt, my guy? You still have the cojones that kind of runs your division right now, and you haven't fought in a year. So you're in no rush to go after top guys right now. You can go from the bottom, and you can go back to the top.
Just build that momentum back up, and just start surging with it.
100%.
But next up, really, the last bit of news we have for the
He goes,
UFC.
next up, not really.
Because it's the last piece. And we have Shane Burgos going up against Charles Jourdain July 16th on UFC ABC 3.
The fuck is that?
It's on the channel ABC. It's
Oh.
the 3rd event on the channel
You
ABC.
said that shit. I thought it was like a British event or some shit. I was like, what the hell is this? American
There you
Boxing Committee? I was trying to
There
come
you
up with it in my head or some shit. I couldn't come up with what it meant, but
And the last fight we have is Viviane Araujo going up against Alexa Grasso.
okay.
August
that's a good fight.
13th, UFC Fight Night.
I'll watch that one. That's a good fight.
That'll be a good fight. I'm liking that. And that's about all we have for this pod.
Short and
because-
sweet.
Short and sweet. That's all we got for the UFC and the pod.
Yeah, I got one more thing that I want to point out because we don't talk about
Oh,
tennis
not the pod.
because ain't nobody give a fuck about tennis, but I give a fuck about this. So at the French Open the other day, there was a woman who had a shirt on that said, you have 1,028 days left, and she had it on the front of her shirt and the back of her shirt, and she strapped herself to the net and basically just wasn't going to leave. And then when they carried her off, Jesus, excuse me. Then when they carried her off, she just made her body go limp like she died. Like, I don't know if she's schizophrenic or what's happening here, but there's one thing I feel like I need to point out, and that is in 1,028 days, we need to make sure that she is locked up, and we need to make sure that everything is just monitored that day. Because I don't know her. None of us do. She could be bullshitting. But at the same time, if she's not, this is going to be one of the craziest stories that I have ever lived through. So,
Conspiracies.
in 1,028 days, whenever that day is, because we will be on a podcast, and I'll tell you right now, if we're near that day, we'll make it on that fucking day. And we're going to see what happens in 1,028 days. Tyler, outro this motherfucker.
Well, the last thing that I actually wanted to touch on before we wrapped up today's podcast was a video that has gone viral of this man who is just too down bad and a Yankees fan that honestly just roasted her boyfriend and the internet loved it. But I'm going to play this clip for you guys. And you guys can just tell me what you think and how you'd react if this was you in this clip, or if this was your girl. Because honestly, I would probably freak out if this was my situation. So here we go.
If the Yankees were going to win a World Series, but you had to give each other a hall pass, would you do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, why did you
Who does she have to? You can pick anyone who you want. Who would you pick?
anyone in the world? My ex-boyfriend.
Okay. Who would you pick? You. Aw. Oh, so why the ex-boyfriend?
We're gonna fight about this.
Why the ex-boyfriend? He's gone. You can tell me.
He was a good lover.
Wow.
I don't know that woman anymore. If that's my woman, I don't know her no more. That's not my
Ain't
woman.
no
I can make her in my
fucking
life
way.
before. You saw me on film with that woman. I lied. That was the first day we ever started dating. I didn't know who she really was. I had no fucking idea.
To the street she goes.
Bye.
She's finding her own way home.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie. If I'm the ex-boyfriend and I hear that, I'm gonna be like, for real? Yeah. Let's go, Yankees.
I'm done. I'm gone.
So you still want some dick, huh?
If I'm the ex-boyfriend, I'm like, let's go Yankees, man. We are in first place right now.
Hall pass. They better be done.
Let me ask you this, Tyler. Would you
Yeah.
give Nikki a hall pass to give the Super Bowl
I knew it.
Lions a Super Bowl.
or the Red Wings the World Series, whatever sports team
Wait,
you want
wait.
in Detroit?
Red Wings in the World
Your
Series.
stuff, my God.
I'm giving the Lions a Super Bowl. I'm not only blessing myself, but I am blessing like 75 years of torture to so many people by making one simple decision to possibly fuck my own life up.
Yeah, but
so would you do
come
it?
on. Come on.
So with that being said, that's all we have for today's podcast. Thanks for joining us. We will see you guys next time. Make sure you guys check out sixpackcoverage.com for all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Peace the fuck out. I gotta go before
Peace.
someone asks me another